You're on.
All right, we're on. First off, one of the most important things for the whole operation is PPE. We got to make sure we have all this stuff on. Makes no difference if you're at home or on the job or whatever it is. You got to make sure you put that stuff on there. These times we are taking cut. Well, I guess it's about 4 years ago that we tested these gloves for this company to use to make sure that they're non-cupping. That time they don't cut that glove. I trust that time. I'm thinking about it. Okay? So the FDA says we can wear a white cotton glove over the top of any cutlery that we don't wear. We can only wear 4 hours at a time. If you change feet, you got to take them off and put them on. So right now I'm going to put these on and try to keep getting people ready so that we have this here. Okay? And I know every one of you is a butcher. You've all done meat before. And go to your backyard, and you got meat up in your backyard and do your thing to it. What I want to show you is the professional way to take it off of the USDA spec involved in it. And that's the way, if we had it here, that's the way he would have to do it. This is an inspected piece of meat that came from the USDA plant. It's been aged, should be pretty good. I'm not sure. We'll find out here a little bit. Okay? I'm going to pull carls and all. I'm going to cook it. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this flank steak out. Some of you may not know what a flank steak is. Okay? But that's how I'm going to do it. Got a membrane on the top of it. You got to strip that membrane off first to be able to get to that flank that's underneath it. If I can get it off. Lay it down on the table. You know, on that Oreo knife, when y'all come over here and eat that flank steak on the line, this is what that piece of meat is, and that's where it comes from. It's off that meat. We're going to clean it up. That's the piece that comes off the flank. It's called the flank steak. Going the next step is to be able to take the flank off of the loin. One of the important things is when you're hanging up your moose or your beef or something, to let it hang and age, and even if you're out in the field to take care of the moose the proper way, there's the last bone on the top of the rib cage that keeps hanging. So you just hang it upside down, that bone is there. The bone, that's the bone you need to leave in the hind quarter. Because if you don't, the hind quarter will actually collapse on itself, and when it collapses, you'll waste a couple of steaks off of that. Okay? And in your backyard, man, it's a different thing. If you cut it for a USDA plant where you cut 300 or 400 head a day, you use a steak off of one of those loins. Your boss is going to come to you and go, hey, that thing is $5 a pound. You know how many lost today? Or it has to be broken properly. With this piece of beef, with that bone in that minute, I'm going to go ahead and take this plate off of it. And USDA spec says on this, once I cut this down, you're supposed to leave a 2-inch tail on the New York strip line. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I'm not going to do it now, but based on what it's going to do, is that turn this handle is 2 feet, okay? If I clean it all out, getting all your stuff out, all your animal meat, compared to your fat, off of it. That'll go in 1 cup, because it's a grind hamburger. when I'm going to grind hamburger at some later date, I'm going to end up turning all this into stew. Okay? You'll do this as the days come. Come into PBOC. So I'll take that fat off of this. You'll go in one pile. Cut that age off, because the age is going to have a kind of a strange taste to all of your hamburgers. So again, let's cut that age off and do something else. We're not going to use it. But all of this, we're going to be able, if I clean it a little bit more, we'll either be able to use it as stew meat or grind it into hamburger meat. Okay? Everybody kind of follow what I'm saying? Or, you know, it's real simple. There's not a whole lot other to it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to break the tenderloin. I'm going to take this tenderloin out of this whole thing. And on the specs on this, if I cut this right out across here, we had a bandsaw or a sawzall, then I'll be able to cut this across. This is where your T-bone is going to come from. Before I take this tenderloin out of this thing, if I would cut it across there like that, you would end up with a primal cut that they call a bone-in short loin. This part of the animal. That's where your T-bone is coming from. Somebody asked me the other day where the porterhouse was. Okay? There's about 3 cuts on this piece of meat. From about right there to there, the porterhouse actually comes out of it. The only difference between a porterhouse and a T-bone, size of the tenderloin. And that tenderloin's got enough size in it for about 3 cuts out of that whole loin to get the porterhouse out of it. And going to the store and they advertise those porterhouses in the thing, well, they're always a little bit more. And that's why, because they got a bigger tenderloin in that size. So, because we don't have the bandsaw, I'm not going to be able to do that, so I'm just going to bone this thing all the way out as far as taking this tenderloin out of it now. And if I can find one of these guys in the cook this, they can give me a little taste of it. Okay. Let me take this tenderloin out real quick. Try not to talk while I'm using that knife, the knife in my mouth and in my hand, the other hand in the throat. That is the USDA choice tenderloin. Just like it says. You call any meat packing plant in town, they will sell you one that looks exactly like that with all that fat on it. Okay? There's different things, different steps you buy. The price goes up a little bit more every time they cut something off of it to make it to that step. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut this thing right now before it'll be the USDA tenderloin that I would buy and serve to you guys, okay, as far as the steak. So the next step, come in and cut all that fat off. This is considered a table trim tenderloin. Come to your house to eat, this is what I want. I'll be over. I'll be taking all of your telephone number and address. I'll be over after I get off the slope. There is a price to pay. You're going to have to be able to stand my stuff. I'm just okay. All right. When we get it down to that, that's another product that you're going to end up buying. It's going to cost you more money to buy this, like it's been trimmed, than it would be to buy with all that fat on it. It's the way life is. White meat is money. When it goes in the trash, somebody has to pay for it. And then the next step, once you get it down, I'm not going to pull the silver skin on this thing because as time allows, now we're going to get it checked out. Now that's what I want. That's the piece of thing that you would want out of it to make the, that would be the most expensive one right there. Okay, and that is your getting down ready to make steaks out of it. You got steaks out of that. The roux, and what I told them I was going to do is cut it up. We'll get somebody to fry a little bit over it, which I'll take from frying. It's all fried up, okay? So, I'm going to cut a couple of steaks out of it first. Trim it all down. Nice. And I know every one of y'all went to that really nice restaurant that you go to. I'm not sure exactly what restaurant you're going to go to and buy this. Pretty much any restaurant in town that serves a tenderloin steak also serves a bacon wrap filet. Okay? And that bacon wrap filet, all you're going to do is take that piece of bacon, wrap it around that booger like that, and I don't have no toothpicks. Lay it down just like that right there. There's your bacon wrap filet. I mean, you go to the thing, you're going to pay, what, $15 for one of those, or maybe 20, whatever it is. But that is your bacon wrap filet.
Is that considered filet mignon?
That's your filet mignon. That's a bacon wrap filet mignon. Okay? And without that on it, it's just a regular filet or tenderloin steak or whatever. They have all different kinds of names on them. You know, depends. Like I was telling one of these guys the other day, go in the store, they go to the meat station, they had this piece of meat there. They got some kind of name on it. Well, it comes from somewhere. Nobody really knows where it comes from. Take it home, and they've got this label on it. I was telling them they have this label on it that has plank, not plank steak. What is a plank steak? I'll show you here in a little bit. But nobody really knows what a plank steak is, but the guy behind the counter said it's really good. What a plank steak really is, if you buy it in a restaurant, they take this tube for, honest to God truth, not a tube for a piece of wood. They put this steak in the oven, in this broiler, and broil it a little bit. And when they get finished, get it rolled however you want it. They have that piece of wood set in that broiler. They lay it on top of that thing, charge you $15 a plank steak. They're marketing their products out there, and I mean that's how it's done. The better you're selling, the better you are at selling the meat, the better your meat business is. And that's part of selling. So I'm gonna cut this thing up before I move on to this next step, and we'll see if we can't find some other taste. Okay.
Ronnie, would you normally pull the silver skin off before you did that now?
You could pull the silver skin off, but I'm not going to pull that silver skin off of that one yet. I'll pull it off in a minute. What I'm going to do is cut this one up and it doesn't have that silver skin.
If you were cooking this for yourself for home, would you, before you did your fillets, would you pull that off of there and do that, or would you cook it with that on there?
I would pull it off. Okay. I would pull it off. As far as the higher end restaurants you're going to eat in, it is going to have that skin off of it, depending on. Okay. And now down here on the bottom, I'm going to set that side, and after y'all leave, I'll eat that myself. You know? But that's kind of, he's right on that.
Oh, it's just a question.
Off of it. Yeah.
Okay.
You take that silver skin off,